Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Divine Union podcast. And if this is the first time that you are joining us, you are in for a treat because today we are doing a guided meditation I will walk you through to embrace your polarities within. In particular, our light and our dark, so the part of us that feels good and confident and empowered, where we love ourselves, and then the parts of us that we resent, that we are frustrated by, that we shame ourselves for. And I love this process. I actually recently did it in a one on one client session, and it was so powerful to witness her going through this process. And I just said to myself, I got to put this on the podcast. So, the intention with this meditation is it ultimately brings you into greater compassion for self and capacity for holding the polarities that is to be a human being, holding your duality in one. And the more that we can do this and hold all of those parts of us, uh, we will be able to navigate life more easily. Because when we shame ourselves for those parts that we resent, or we're constantly hard on ourselves, and we're not welcoming all of those parts of us, at least to have a seat at the table, even if they're not dominating the table and the voice, if we don't welcome them and we repress them, then it causes angst in the body, and it impacts our energy and our mood and our creativity. So this unleashes and unlocks more creative genius to flow through you by honoring the full spectrum that is you. So if you are, I would say, get somewhere comfortable where it's private, where you have time to drop in for the next 20 minutes. And I would say either take a seat, so somewhere that you can sit where your feet are planted on the floor, or sitting cross-legged on the floor in a meditative position, or even sitting in your bed or something where your back is upright. So we want to keep the spine upright. You can even lay down if the back is straight. And press pause if you're not ready, and pick it back up when you are. Otherwise, let's go dive in together. So I want you to slowly start to close the eyes. And we're going to breathe in the nose and the mouth for 4, a long, slow breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to breathe out the mouth like we're breathing out of a little straw for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep breathing, breathing in and out. And as you're breathing, I want you to start to feel your body relax. Any tension that you're carrying in the body, maybe in the jaw, or maybe in the belly, start to just let it, almost like the jaw go slack, and let the belly soften. Maybe you're carrying tension in your legs or your calves. Just imagine that tension melting away. I'm going to breathe in. And this time, let a sound on the way out. Ah. When we sound, it actually releases tension. Different sounds have different frequencies. Ah. They release different types of tension in the body, and also bring up different sorts of emotions. So I want to invite you to even play with your voice as you sound on the way out. Let's do it again. Breathing in and out. Ah. Breathing in. Maybe you want to play and go high this time. Try to go high. Ah. When we play with the voice too, it is fun because we get to hear how our voice sounds. What we like, what we don't like. Keep breathing, keep the eyes closed. And I want you to think back to a moment that you're really proud of, something where you excelled, you worked through a big challenge in your life, something that maybe at the time you had no idea you were going to be able to learn this new skill or get past this challenge or figure this problem out. But you did. But you took that time, you invested that time into practice, into curiosity to understand what it was, into never giving up and persevering through so that you could get where you are today. And I want you to think about how good did it feel when you accomplished that goal? Whatever that was. Maybe it was something in business. Maybe it was a challenge in relationship around expression. Maybe it was a personal endeavor, a new hobby, learning how to play guitar, learning how to use the voice. How good did it feel when you started getting in flow with that skill? When you accomplished that challenge? And I want you to think about every little moment in your life that has gotten you to where you are now. Let's start with high school. We want to celebrate self. So we want to think about what was something that made you so unique in high school as a person, something you're proud of. Maybe you were fun. Maybe you cared so much about people and you always tried to bring people together to connect. Maybe you loved your family so deeply and you were always looking out for them. Maybe you learned about self in that process. Maybe you look back at that part of self and how far you've grown since, and you're so proud of yourself of who you are now versus who you were then. I want you to start to think about every moment from grade school to high school to college to post college, all the relationships that you've been through in your life, where you've learned something about yourself, where you've grown, where you've evolved, all the friends who have gone in and you're out of your life, and all the gifts that those experiences brought, even if they're not your friends today, even if you're still not connected to that lover and partner. I want you to think about all the beauty that came in your life from every experience that you've had to date. And I want you to pick a challenge that you're experiencing in this present time. Something where maybe you still don't have clarity around this situation. Maybe you've tried so many different ways to solve it and nothing is feeling like it's working. Maybe it's with a particular person and you just can't seem to get through to them. Maybe it's a pattern that you have within self that you haven't been able to kick. And I want you to let yourself really play up those negative emotions that are assigned with this challenge. So if you feel like a freaking loser because you can't figure it out or nothing seems to work, if you feel like a total idiot, if you feel stupid, if you feel so pathetic, maybe you can't wake up as early as you want to and you're constantly feeling like a waste of life. Maybe you can't get through to someone and you feel like a failure because nothing works with your communication. Maybe every time you do something or do something at work, your boss always tells you did something wrong and you feel like you can never win. Maybe you continuously put out offers and no one's interested in them. Whatever it is, I want you to play up what is that feeling that you feel, that annoying feeling where you feel so low, like a loser, like a nothing, pathetic, stupid, waste of life, depressed. I want you to nail that feeling. And we're going to play it up, dramatize it as much as you can. So if you're the loser, I'm such a loser. Nothing ever goes according to plan. No one likes me. No one listens to me. Why does everything go wrong? I want you to really play up what you're feeling. Maybe you feel like, I'm such a victim of circumstance. I'm the victim. I want you to really play that up. Why me? Why me? Why does everything go wrong for me? Maybe you even want to stomp on the floor, shake your head, pretend you're crying. Ah. I want you to play up that crunchy emotion that you feel as it relates to this challenge. Maybe it's anger. I'm so angry. Life is terrible. It sucks. This person sucks. Really dramatize that anger. And if you can't be super loud, at least use the voice and the facial expressions and the body language. Tighten the body if you're tense. This is how we're going to alchemize. You got to really play it up. We go for one more minute here. Why me? Right? Really be as pathetic as you can, as self-hating and ridiculous and loserish as you possibly can be. Now I want you to slowly toggle back. Take this situation and start to loosen the grip on it. And I want you to think about every other challenge you've had again. And now we're going to dramatize. We are going to be almost like we're delusional, in love with ourselves for everything we've accomplished, and using that as evidence that this challenge we can overcome with the right frequency and the right energy and not attaching so hard to it. So I want you to think about everything that you've accomplished, and we want to dramatize that you are an absolute winner. You are a queen or king that walks this planet, and everyone's heads turn to look at you. People kiss your feet. because you are wise and you are intelligent and you know how to solve a problem when you put your mind to it. Because you are fun and funny. And there's nothing that can't come your way that you can't figure out because you are that good. And I want you to get in that frequency. That's why we want to dramatize it. Otherwise, it can feel hard to access sometimes. Dramatize the shit out of it. Ha ha ha, mon chéri. I am the king or queen of the castle. Everybody loves me. I've worked through challenge. I have people to lean on who love me, who are going to help me because I know I'm a child of God and I am divine as I am. Dramatize as much as you can your holiness, your highness. You want to talk about all your accomplishments. I've done this and this and this in my life, and I am so proud. Look at who I am today versus who I was 10 years ago. And I want you to think about something that you did this week that you are super proud of. Whether that's, I am listening to this meditation right now, whether that's, I did my exercise today, whether that's, I did something nice for a person yesterday. Think of something that you did that you are super proud of yourself for doing. And I want you to feel what that feels like in the body. I want you to start to feel your body expanding as you breathe in that ease, that power that you bring to the world with the way that you be and everyone that you touch. The love that you have for yourself in those moments where you are just like, yes, I am an amazing person. People are lucky to know me. I am sensitive. I add value in so many ways that aren't always so obvious, but I'm proud of how I show up with integrity and alignment, even saying a nice thing for people. Recognize yourself for who you are and the good that you do in this world. And now I want you to bring back up that part of you that feels like a worthless loser at times. The part of you where you just can't seem to kick it. The part that annoys you, that gets in your way of thriving in life, that's weighing you down. A pattern, a behavior, the way you show up with challenge, a trigger, how you let triggers run you, whatever it might be. And let's see if we can just hold both. Hold the polarity of I can feel like a worthless loser at times. I can do things that disgust me. I can show up in ways I'm not proud of, embarrass myself. And I also deeply love myself because I am a good person and I'm interesting and I'm smart and I care about people and I care about my self development and growth because I'm a multidimensional human and that's okay. because I can be in my humanity and still love myself through it. And I want you to just zoom out for a moment and look at yourself. And almost with a humorous tone, just allow yourself to laugh at the hilarity of life, these wild ebbs and flows that we go down and up and down and up. You think you're on top of the world one moment, the next day, a total meltdown you have, or a crisis at work, you're in the dumps. A good thing happens to you the next day, you're on top of the world. The next day, your partner calls you a name or mocks you and you feel like a total loser again. And just watch this dance of life, up and down, up and down, up, down. And see if we can just breathe into that and expand our nervous system to be able to hold that. Hold the chaos that it is to be a human being. And I want to give yourself with your hands a little in prayer, give yourself a little bow of gratitude for being with you on this wild journey of life. Take a deep breath into it and a deep breath out. And I want you to imagine a gold ring of light surrounding you, holding you with honor and admiration and love and compassion for who you are in this world, for how you show up, for all parts of you that make up you, that are divine as God intended them to be. And I want you to make a commitment to yourself. I will love myself no matter what. I want you to say that to yourself. I will love myself no matter what. I will love myself no matter what. Thank you, beautiful people, for joining me for this week's episode of Divine Union. It's been such a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, may all your unions be divine.